This is a professional welterweight bout, which means it's scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Coming out first, fighting out of the red corner, standing 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 168.6 pounds, with an overall record of 10-2, doing it for X-Side MMA. Make some noise for Carson, the Perfect Storm Gregory!
Ladies and gentlemen, this man wastes no time behind the curtain. Carson, the Perfect Storm Gregory, fighting out of Excite MMA with
I think he just started his music.
He didn't give them a chance. His coaches over there, Mark Balser and Dustin Smith. He's an MMA fighter, 170 pounds. He is a record of 10-2-0. Most of those were on the amateur side, but he's only suffered 2 losses. One of them in the pro side, one of them in the amateur side.
Yes.
His last fight was his first loss, and it was against a UFC veteran, and it was an amazing fight by both of these guys.
Yeah, it was a great fight.
And Carson's done a great job putting his mark on Utah MMA, so to speak.
You know, I really like this kid. When he first came, we did have a situation here or there where I think he was a little disrespectful after a win or something.
Yeah.
He kind of threw something in someone's face.
Back when he fought Michael last year.
Yes, that's what it was.
And you saw a real turnaround in his next fight.
100%.
And his opponent tonight.
All right, well, Dave's mic's not working. I do want to say one thing. He said that Carson actually got
corner,
into
standing 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at 161.6 pounds, with a record of 20-20. Doing it from Adrian MMA, Idaho. Let's hear it for Kerry, the Batterer Lattimer.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have Kerry, the Batterer Lattimer, walking out right now. You know, when you ask him his record, he says a lot and a lot.
A lot and a lot, because it is a lot and a lot. He's got, on record, we've got 20 wins, 20 losses.
And that's only on record.
He's fought on the reservation. He's fought on other, let's say, promotions.
Yeah, and that's in quotation marks,
yes,
air quotation marks.
Because they weren't sanctioned by an athletic commission, much like the ones on the reservation. When there's no governing body, they do not get reported in your official record. So what we know of is 20-20.
Yes. Now, this guy's just a fighter, okay? we both have known Kerry for years. You know, we were even just talking about Kerry right before this fight. This guy's been around for a while. He is a tough SOB.
Yes, he is.
He comes in there. He's got a concrete head to where it's really hard to put him out.
No, he'll be battered.
Yes.
And still smiling with a thumbs up the whole time. He doesn't go unconscious, at least unless you got a brick in their hand to take out the cinder block for his head. I love that he says his fighting style is entertaining.
Yes.
And aggressive.
Yeah, I love it.
All right, so he is a service technician. He says he loves to fight. His goals in MMA are to win and have exciting fights, and he always has exciting fights, whether he wins or not. And if you're just stepping into the cage right now, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Perfect Storm, Carson Gregory, out of the red corner with the blue and gray trunks with the yellow. And you've got Kerry, the Batterer Lattimer, out of the black corner with the black and red trunks, and we're about to see some action.
Well, Carson Gregory has that kind of awkward style. He kind of has something that's hard to prepare for because it's not conventional.
He's got the most unorthodox fight.
He says, no, sir, you ain't getting that one out.
Yeah, you're not going to take him down. At least not in this round. So one thing about Carson Gregory, this guy moves so much.
All over the place.
All over the place. And
there goes Kerry. Kerry wants to take down.
And
Carson's going to end up on top.
you know, Kerry tried to get that double under.
He did.
And take it with a hip throw, but he wasn't able to really plant and get that whizzer through to force it the rest of the way.
Yes.
But he did a great job of trying. Carson just did a great job of countering.
And there goes Kerry. No. You know, and this is what I love about this. You know, both of these guys are both, you know, good sports. They are both aggressive.
Yes.
As you can see by the pace of this fight.
And this is a pro fight, so that face kick that Carson threw, totally legal.
Yeah, completely legal.
Knees to the face, totally legal. Elbows right here will be completely legal if Carson decides to throw them. So, like, they're good sports, but they're aggressive good sports. I love it.
Well, and then both of them will probably beat the crap out of each other and then, like you said, hang out with each other afterwards.
Yeah, seriously. Hey, you want to come over to the pool party next week? You know?
Yeah, and that's literally how it goes.
Yeah.
You know, I know Kerry has lots of friends. To be honest, the very first time I started meeting Kerry was because one of my guys was fighting him.
And all of a sudden, he's a friend.
Exactly. And that guy fought another one of my guys, and that's how he became my guy. So it's, you know, you meet people in the sport, great people, and that's kind of what you're seeing. And he got the takedown in this round.
I was wrong.
Well, you know, he did a really good job on that kind of, you know, dump that he used. He really was able to kind of control that leg. And now you got Carson on the ground. I'm curious what he's going to do. I'd like to see him try to get back to his feet.
He did a really good job slipping that punch, and it looked like he was trying to shove the elbow through so he could try and go for a shoulder choke. But no, Kerry wasn't going to let that happen. Kerry's really aggressive when he's in these kind of positions, so watch for that old school body head strikes.
Yes. Well, there was a nice elbow. You know, grabbed the back of the head, was able to kind of pull that elbow through, and nice and landed.
One thing that we've seen in the past with Carson Gregory is, you know, one decent shot to the nose, and he's a bleeder.
Yeah.
So, you know, if Carson does start bleeding, don't let that fool you. He'll go 5-round championship fight with just pouring blood, and you know, it doesn't mean anything about it. And I like seeing some jiu-jitsu attempts with Carson.
Well, and I liked how Kerry was able to control those hips. You know, you saw Carson want to go for that, but he wasn't able to get that angle. Yeah. As Kerry was kind of controlling those hips.
Well, and if you remember one of Carson's first pro fights against Mike Jones, Mike Jones had him almost the entire fight winning and just dominating from a inside of the guard of Carson and everything else. And right at the last maybe 30 seconds of the fight, Carson slipped an arm through and pulled out a triangle choke to win the fight. So Carson does have some jits. It is not like he isn't capable of it, but that also goes to Kerry's background and, you know, his wherewithal within the fight game. He knows
Kerry likes to give up his back. That's
Yes.
another interesting thing with him. He's very, very good at defending his back, defending from that choke through. He'll give it up on purpose.
But one thing I've noticed with him too is he doesn't give up his back to strikers. I've noticed when he gives his back up to people, it's usually someone that is going to go for a choke. He's smart. He does that against jiu-jitsu guys. He does that against wrestlers. I have yet to see him like have someone take his back and just sit and pound him out. Never seen it. I always see him going for a submission.
When they put the two hooks in, he'll tripod up, kind of throw him over the top, wiggles the way out. He's on top.
He tries to get the escape, the dump, make you ride high.
Well, and this guy's very, very active as well. You know, we've seen Kerry around for a long time. Carson's been rather active since he came on the scene a few years ago.
Oh, yeah. Carson, honestly, I think Carson would have fought in every show he could if it wasn't for his last fight. You know, he's had to take, whoa.
Ooh, nice punch.
Nice. You know, the last, nice spinning back fist. I know Carson did have a broken orbital eye socket from his last fight. And so he had to take some time off, and this is the soonest that he could get in the cage. And I remember talking to him over the summer while he was recovering from that surgery, and he kept telling me, dude, I want to get back in. This is freaking driving me crazy. I can't stand not being in the cage.
Oh, I bet.
And, yeah, he took the soonest fight he could get to get back in here and start doing what he loves.
And again, another takedown by Kerry, and then he's kind of in a position that he likes. I love those elbows on the bottom from Carson.
Well, Carson's a busy fighter. One thing I've noticed, though, in this fight, he hasn't been as unorthodox and seriously active as he usually is.
No, and I'm seeing Kerry coming over top of those, doing a good job kind of trying to keep his hand on the inside, but you can see Carson kind of trying to get that left hand. It looks like maybe go for a triangle. I can't. Well, he actually let go by now.
Yeah, he let go, but he was looking for either a triangle or an armbar. Oh, there he goes for the shoulder choke. He's too high. He needs to get his head deeper into the shoulder, but he doesn't have anything pressing against the artery flow on the opposite side. But he's doing a good job. He could turn this into a switch and actually come out the side if he holds onto it well enough. But I don't think he's
got to lower that head down. But I think he's still a little bit too high.
The arm's too high too.
Yes, the arm is.
That arm needs to be deep, so your shoulder's sitting in their throat, and then their shoulder's sitting in the other side of their throat. He just wasn't there.
And here's Kerry, kind of that ground and pound style. You know, he likes to throw those big overhand rights. I do have one of my guys that did beat him with when he went and he threw that kind of overhand right, he was able to slide a triangle in there.
Yeah, and you're seeing Carson try to set up that triangle quite a few times now, where he's really pushing that wrist control and on the left wrist of Kerry and pushing it back into the outside. But what I like seeing is that when he's doing it, he's also climbing the body. He's not keeping those legs tight. He's putting the foot in the hip. And where he's at right now, that's the setup you want to be in to get the arm bar if he can control the head a little bit better. Oh, nice slip of that elbow by Carson Gregory.
Well, and Carson's a little bit split on his nose that I can see, but if he keeps throwing those elbows, he's going to end up splitting Kerry too.
Yeah, I mean, those elbows are hitting with deadly accuracy. They're loud. Oh, yeah.
I can hear them. That's hurting too.
Yeah, Kerry's not liking him too much. You see him changing his angle pretty quick too.
And I saw him covering the skull as well.
And Carson's, what he's doing, he's trying to set up the armbar still. I don't even think he's going for the triangle so much as he is for the armbar, because he's pushing the head every time when he's controlling that hip. He's pushing the head to the side with the foot on the hip. He's trying to turn the angle and get that armbar.
But you know, like I said, Kerry's an SOB. You know, he's a tough SOB.
Now Carson's in a good position to really attempt that choke. But
trying to maybe get a sweep out of it?
That's what I would go for, just because he's not deep enough for the choke, but he's in a good position to control and really work that sweep. And again, you can see it right there. The bicep is just above the jawline, right? More like it's across the ear than across the neck.
Yes.
You want solid, like your shoulder against the side of their neck when you work for that shoulder choke, because otherwise you're only forcing blood restriction on one side.
Well, and let me ask you this question. So we've been on the bottom. Carson's been on the bottom a lot this round. He's been very active.
He's been very busy. He's attempted submissions. He's hit with strikes.
Now Kerry's been active as well.
But yeah, I was gonna say I don't know if he's done enough to take it away from Kerry.
That's what I'm saying is, you know, Kerry's been done enough, I think, from the top to maybe still maintain that.
There we go. There's the armbar.
I think he might get it.
Nope. I would have loved to see him try and switch to a triangle right away from that. He still had an arm in, but again, takes one training. Not saying he's not getting it, but a lot of time in the gym to really work those transitions.
Yes.
And two, you need to be watching the fight instead of in it, because you see it a lot easier when you're not fighting.
Well, it's perspective. You know, you kind of have this broader perspective as where we're sitting. Kind of right in the moment, it's kind of hard to see things. Now, there's the click right now. Looks like we're going to end up seeing another round. Benefit to us. What would kind of be your instructions, say, in the corner of Carson Gregory this round? If you're his coach, what are you telling us?
If I'm in Carson's corner, I'm going to tell him to get low. Get low, stop those takedowns, get low, work your strikes. You do your unorthodox, crazy crap that you do with your movement, but drop your hips so that your shoulders are forward so that you can counter and stop those takedowns. But he needs to start throwing with some serious intent from his feet, or he's going to get taken down again, and he might end up getting taken down again anyway.
Well, looking right now, looks like he's a little out of breath over there in the corner.
Oh, Kerry?
Yeah. No, not Kerry. Carson.
Now, looking at the two, Carson looks to be doing just fine.
Does he?
Kerry's more in that doubled over.
He just wants his back rubbed.
Okay, I'll give you that.
That's like me in church. You know, I lean over like that on purpose so I get my back rubbed.
Yeah, I was going to say Carson, you know, he's breathing a little heavy, but he always breathes heavy.
Okay.
You know, like 3 punches in, he looks like that. Kerry, he always looks like he's breathing heavy. So honestly, I don't really know if either one of these guys is, fatigued at this point.
Well, and I know Kerry can go forever. That's just what I've seen. And I definitely know that Carson doesn't quit.
Yeah, Carson doesn't know what quit means.
Well, neither does Kerry, actually.
It's just true.
So, I mean, again, one of those great matchups that we had here tonight.
This is a matchup when you just want to see two guys beat the crap out of each other for 3 rounds. You're going to see that in this kind of a matchup.
Well, and that's what's going to happen is they're just going to sit here and throw and throw and throw. And both of these guys are very, very tough. Putting them out is going to be a chore.
Yes. Now, I'm very surprised that Carson went backwards
backed away from that.
Usually he'll capitalize on that and take advantage of the dropped body. But at the same time, he might be a little wary of the takedown, the shot in, which, again, getting low
there goes the shot
keeps you protected against that.
Well, and I would think, the movement, a lot of the movement we saw in round 1 really would deter some of that, those takedowns, shall I say.
Yeah.
But he's really not moving like he normally does.
No, but what I did like seeing was him looking over at his coach in his corner and just staring at him for a while and then nodding.
Getting instructions.
I'm not sure what his corner was saying, but it looked like he was listening.
Well, it looks like he's growing for a crossface.
He's going for the crossface, but he keeps letting the shoulder get in the way.
Yes.
When you want to go for a crossface to pull someone like Kerry off of you when they're deep like that, you need to just rotate the head and nothing else. Get that forearm deep and drive upwards. Don't let your hand come under an arm to pull it. Go over his head. Go palm to palm and pull it upwards like you're doing like a double arm curl. you don't want to get any shoulder in the way because the body's going to follow the head.
Yes.
No matter how much they don't want it to, it will follow.
Right, he's got those hands locked on that single.
Oh! He was trying. I wonder if he was trying for a flying triangle.
Well, and I'm thinking so, just maybe wrong arm? Wrong way?
He's got the inverted triangle. If he goes to the outside, clamps down, curls all the way in, and flexes backwards, he can actually finish that outside triangle. The downside is he's not in the armpit anymore.
Yeah.
When he was first on it, he probably could have gotten it, but where he's at now, he's going to have to reposition.
Kerry had a nice little knee to the shoulder, but he needs to be careful with that, that it doesn't land on the head because we are grounded at this point in time.
Yes.
I mean, they are legal as a professional, yet not to a grounded opponent.
Yes. Yeah, the only thing, on the ground, no part of your lower extremity can hit the head. That's the basic rule. Hands, forearms, and elbows, still fine.
Yeah. So moving forward, looks like Kerry's right back to kind of the position that he's been sitting in throughout this.
Yeah.
He's gotten back to this spot multiple times.
He has, and we're looking at less than 2 minutes left of this fight. And unless Carson really steals it away, I think that Kerry's doing enough.
Kerry's going to get the W.
I think that Kerry's doing enough. I'm a Carson Gregory fan. I am
as well.
I would love to see him pull this out in the later part of the round. I love it when someone gets that come from behind win at the end of the fight. But if he doesn't, I really feel that this is going to be a Kerry Lattimer win.
Yeah, well, and to be honest with you, I'm both of their fans. So I like both of them to be able to win this thing. I just think that Carson isn't looking as good as maybe I thought that he would in this thing, and maybe it has to do with the idea of the takedowns
He's gonna
that
stand
I'm
him
seeing
up
from Kerry.
All right, we're going to see a stand-up for the last just over a minute of this fight. So let's see if Carson's able to capitalize on that, or if Kerry's going to do the exact same thing he did and control the fight. Ooh.
There goes Kerry just leaping in there.
That's not even a Superman punch. That's just a running, what do we call that, a frog stomper?
I don't even know what you call it. But, that shot that he took, that was essentially just diving the legs. It wasn't set up through punches. It wasn't set up there. But you could definitely see that he got to where he wanted to be. Now, here we go. Here's where that back position we talked about earlier that Kerry actually gives up. But
now you've got a striker. Kerry keeps saying he's okay, but doesn't matter if he's giving the thumbs up. He's not intelligently defending himself. Thumbs ups don't matter. Carson was able to stay on for the most part, but Kerry did exactly what you said. He went up with his butt.
Turned
into a wheelbarrow. turned into a wheelbarrow, and now you've got Carson fighting to get the back again, but we've got 10 seconds left. I don't know if we're going to see a finish in this fight.
I don't know either. I mean, it looks to me as though you're not going to.
But at the same time, that could have stolen the round for Carson.
So what would that look like in terms of the scorecards?
I don't know.
and that's the thing is, I mean, in our job, we get to talk about stuff, critique things, and at the same time, we don't necessarily have to do it. So we kind of got the best of both worlds.
Honestly, looking at it as objectively as I can and not being a judge and not having the same level of training that they all have, I would say that Kerry won rounds 1 and 2. I think Carson probably stole that round with that ground and pound.
That's what I'm kind of thinking too, but you know what, again, we don't have to make this decision, so why don't we take it to the cage and let them do it?
Sounds great to me.
Come on, make some noise for these guys. They left it on the mat. We got another one going all the way to the end, and then we got one more to go. All right, let's hear who's left in the building. Make some noise for Kerry. Make some noise for Carson. All right, this one going all the way to the judges. Judge number 1 scoring at 29-28. Judge number 2 scoring at 30-27. Judge number 3 scoring at 28-29. We got a split decision. Your winner, out of the red corner, Carson, the perfect storm. Carson, the perfect storm, Gregory.
Carson, let me get you over here. Now that was a beautiful thing that I just watched. And I'm not talking about the fight. I'm talking about the interaction that you had with that little boy that was up here. You were very respectful, very kind. And even one thing that kind of caught my ear was one of those things where you not only were telling him that you only do this stuff in the cage, but you also were kind of willing to talk about the fight and maybe your thoughts about it. How do you think that fight went? Were you surprised?
Yeah, Kerry, you earned this. I'll give it to you in the back. You got it. This is yours. This is not mine.
You know, that to me is one of the most respectful things that I've heard all night long. And I want you to know that you did go out there and do your thing as well. You know, you should take a little bit of credit for this. No, at least for the honesty. At least for the man that you are. That's the piece out there.
That's where that belongs. What you're talking about. Coaches never get thanked, guys. We are who we are because of those guys. We're just the front. It's them. They deserve the credit. Big round of applause. Let's go, Utah, right here. These two.
Well, I'll tell you this, Carson. I remember early in your career you had a few things, and I remember you being in the cage and me even kind of thinking, oh man, don't do that. You know, you have changed my mind up and down, even before what I saw here tonight. I don't even need to ask you anything else about the fight. I know you're going to be back. I know you're going to bring it. I have no question about that. So, do you have any fans, family, friends that you want to thank real quick?
Obviously, first and foremost, God, He's real. I don't care what you say. He's real. As real as I am. He's a person. He's a living God. And I want to thank Excite MMA. I want to thank B Diamond Leather. Right over there. Go get with Byron. He's got some nice purses for you ladies. And Rage Fitness. And Ryan, thank you. E-Vape. Ryan, are you here? If you are, I just want to say thank you for sponsoring the event and allowing us to fight tonight. So, thank you.
No, that's great. You know what, everybody? Big round of applause for Carson, the really good man, Gregory. Hey, man. Much respect. Thank you, sir. Much respect.
One thing you can count on every time this guy gets in the ring, he is a class act. Make some noise for Carson, the perfect storm.